There are 5 days coming that will separate those who are spiritually prepared from those who are spiritually asleep. And what happens in these moments will determine whether you rise or fall in the season ahead. Right now, as you listen to these words, divine forces are aligning, and the universe is about to shift in ways that will test your faith, your commitment, and your spiritual foundation. In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to reveal what these 5 days represent, why they're about to manifest in your life, and exactly what you need to do to not just survive them but to emerge victorious, transformed, and positioned for the breakthrough you've been praying for. Before we dive deeper into this urgent message, if you're new to the Pray to Begin channel, welcome to a community of believers who understand that faith without action is dead, and that spiritual warfare requires spiritual weapons. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications, because the content we share here isn't just information, it's transformation. And if this message is already stirring something in your spirit, if you feel that divine confirmation rising up inside you, I want you to type in the comments right now, "I receive." Type it with boldness, type it with faith, because your declaration matters. The Bible tells us in Romans 10:10, "For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved." So go ahead, type "I receive" in the comments and let heaven hear your declaration. Now, let's talk about these 5 days that will shake the earth. I'm not speaking about literal calendar days that you can circle on your schedule. I'm talking about 5 distinct seasons of testing, 5 divine encounters, 5 threshold moments that every believer must walk through before they can step into their promised land. These are the days when everything you thought was secure will be challenged, when your faith will be stretched beyond what feels comfortable, when the enemy will throw everything at you to make you doubt God's promises. But here's the truth that will carry you through. These 5 days are not designed to destroy you. They're designed to develop you. The first day is the day of disruption. This is when everything familiar begins to crumble. Your routines get interrupted, your plans fall apart, your comfort zones get shattered. You might lose a job you thought was secure, a relationship you believed was solid might show cracks, or a health challenge might emerge from nowhere. And in that moment, you'll have a choice. You can panic or you can pivot. You can see it as the end, or you can recognize it as the beginning of something greater. Jeremiah 29:11 declares, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." God never disrupts your life to destroy you. He disrupts your life to redirect you towards something better than what you were settling for. I want you to understand something powerful right now. The disruption isn't random, it's strategic, it's divine surgery. God is removing what doesn't belong in your next season. He's clearing space for new blessings that your current situation can't accommodate. Think about it. When you try to pour new wine into old wineskins, what happens? The wineskin bursts. Jesus taught us this principle in Matthew 9:17. Your new level requires new vessels, new structures, new patterns. And sometimes God has to shake what you're holding onto so tightly that you finally open your hands and receive what He's been trying to give you. The second day is the day of doubt. After the disruption comes the questioning. This is when your mind starts attacking your faith. You start wondering if God really heard your prayers, if His promises are actually for you, if you misunderstood His voice. The enemy will bring up your past failures, your current limitations, your future fears. He'll whisper that you're not qualified, not worthy, not chosen. But I need you to hear this truth. Doubt is not the absence of faith. Doubt is the test of faith. Even John the Baptist, the man who baptized Jesus, sent his disciples to ask, "Are you the one who is to come, or should we expect someone else?" As recorded in Matthew 11:3. If John the Baptist had moments of doubt, then your doubt doesn't disqualify you. Here's what you need to do during the day of doubt. You need to speak the word over your situation louder than the doubt speaks to your mind. Proverbs 18:21 tells us, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." Your mouth is a weapon. Your declarations create reality. When doubt says you're finished, you declare Philippians 1:6. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. When doubt says you're alone, you declare Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. If you're feeling this message in your spirit right now, if something is shifting inside you as you listen, do me a favor and hit that like button. Let the algorithm know that this content matters, that people need to hear this message. Your like isn't just for me. It's a seed you're planting that will allow this video to reach someone else who desperately needs this word today. Third day is the day of decision. This is the most critical day because this is where your future gets determined. After disruption and doubt, you arrive at a crossroads. You have to choose whether you're going to go back to Egypt or press forward to Canaan. The Israelites faced this exact moment. They had been delivered from slavery, they had seen miracles, they had received promises, but when they got to the edge of the promised land and saw the giants, they had to make a decision. 10 spies said it was impossible. 2 spies, Joshua and Caleb, said it was possible, and their decision determined their destiny. Numbers 13:30 records Caleb's response. We should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it. Your day of decision will require you to take a stand even when you can't see the full picture. It will require you to say yes to God when logic says no. It will require you to step out of the boat when everyone else is choosing to stay safe. But here's what I need you to understand. Your decision doesn't just affect you. It affects your children, your family, your bloodline. When Joshua and Caleb chose faith over fear, they were the only ones from their generation who entered the promised land. Their decision protected their families. Your faith or your fear will be inherited by the next generation. Choose wisely. The fourth day is the day of darkness. This is the wilderness season. This is when you've made the decision to follow God. But you can't see where you're going. The path is unclear, the timing is delayed, the provision seems scarce. You're walking by faith and not by sight, and it's exhausting. This is when many believers give up. They turn back right before the breakthrough. They quit in the fourth quarter when victory is just one play away. But Isaiah 43:19 gives us this promise. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Let me tell you something about the wilderness. It's not a punishment, it's a preparation. Jesus was led into the wilderness by the Spirit before he began his public ministry, as recorded in Matthew 4:1. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before God called him to deliver Israel. The wilderness is where God removes what's not necessary and develops what is essential. It's where your character catches up to your calling. It's where your roots grow deep so that when the storms come in your season of blessing, you won't be uprooted. During the day of darkness, you have to learn to trust God's character when you can't trace his hand. You have to remember that he's the same God in the valley that he was on the mountaintop. Psalm 23:4 says, Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Notice it says walk through, not camp out in. The darkness is a passage, not a destination. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep declaring his promises, even when you can't see his presence. The fifth day is the day of deliverance. This is when everything shifts. This is when the Red Sea parts, when the prison doors open, when the stone rolls away from the tomb. This is when God shows up and shows out in ways that leave no doubt that he was orchestrating everything all along. This is when you look back at the disruption and realize it was divine direction. You look back at the doubt and realize it deepened your dependence on God. You look back at the decision and realize it positioned you perfectly. You look back at the darkness and realize it was developing you into who you needed to become. Exodus 14:13-14 captures this moment perfectly. Moses answered the people, Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Your day of deliverance is coming. The enemies that have been chasing you, the problems that have been plaguing you, the obstacles that have been blocking you, you will never see them again after this season. God is about to fight battles on your behalf that you don't even have to lift a finger for. But here's what I need you to understand about deliverance. It requires you to stay in position until it manifests. You can't give up on day 4 and expect day 5 to show up. You can't walk through disruption, doubt, decision, and darkness, only to surrender right before deliverance. The enemy knows that if he can get you to quit now, he can keep you from your promise. So he'll intensify the attack right before the breakthrough. He'll make things look worse right before they get better. He'll bring the greatest opposition right before your greatest opportunity. 2 Corinthians 4:17-18 gives us the perspective we need. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Your current struggle is temporary. Your coming glory is eternal. Don't trade the eternal for the temporary. Don't give up your future because your present is uncomfortable. Now let me speak to someone who's listening right now and you're saying, I've been in this wilderness too long. I've been waiting too long. How do I know my deliverance is really coming? Here's how you know. God gave you a promise and God cannot lie. Numbers 23:19 says, God is not human that he should lie, not a human being that he should change his mind. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? If God said it, he's going to do it. If he promised it, he's going to perform it. Your job is not to figure out how or when. Your job is to stay faithful until. I want you to think about the 5 wise virgins in Matthew 25. They all had the same invitation to the wedding feast. They all had the same opportunity, but 5 of them brought extra oil and 5 of them didn't. When the bridegroom was delayed, the foolish virgins' lamps went out because they didn't have enough oil to keep burning. The 5 wise virgins stayed prepared, stayed ready, stayed burning even in the delay. And when the bridegroom finally came, they were the ones who entered the feast. The door was shut to those who gave up, who didn't maintain their fire, who didn't stay prepared through the waiting period. You need to be a wise virgin in this season. You need to keep your fire burning, keep your faith active, keep your oil fresh. Don't let the delay cause you to dim your light. Don't let the darkness cause you to extinguish your flame. Matthew 5:14-16 says, You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Here's something powerful I need you to catch. These 5 days are not just about you surviving. They're about you becoming a testimony that helps someone else survive their 5 days. Your story is going to be someone else's survival guide. Your testimony is going to be someone else's breakthrough blueprint. Romans 8:28 promises, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. All things means all things. The disruption, the doubt, the decision, the darkness, the deliverance. God is working it all together for your good and for his glory. So what do you do right now today in this moment? First, you acknowledge where you are. Are you in the day of disruption? Embrace it. God is clearing space for something new. Are you in the day of doubt? Declare the word over your life louder than the doubt speaks to your mind. Are you in the day of decision? Make the choice to trust God even when you can't see the path. Are you in the day of darkness? Keep walking through, knowing that deliverance is on the other side. Are you in the day of deliverance? Give God glory and get ready to step into your promise. Second, you need to surround yourself with people who will hold your arms up like Aaron and Hur held up Moses' arms in Exodus 17. You can't do this alone. You need a community of believers who will pray for you when you're weak, who will speak faith over you when you're doubting, who will remind you of God's promises when you're tempted to give up. That's why this Pray to Begin channel exists. That's why we're building this community of warriors who refuse to quit, who refuse to settle, who refuse to live below their spiritual potential. Third, you need to get into the Word of God daily. Joshua 1:8 instructs, "Keep this book of the law always on your lips, meditate on it day and night so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful." The word is your weapon, your compass, your source of strength. When you're being shaken, the word keeps you grounded. When you're being attacked, the word defends you. When you're being confused, the word gives you clarity. I want to leave you with this final truth. The shaking is not a sign that God has abandoned you. The shaking is a sign that God is removing everything that can be shaken so that what cannot be shaken will remain. Hebrews 12:27 says, "The words once more indicate the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken may remain." Your faith cannot be shaken. Your identity in Christ cannot be shaken. Your position as a child of God cannot be shaken. Everything else that's falling apart was temporary anyway. Let it fall. Let it crumble. Let it shake loose. Because what God is building in you through these 5 days is unshakable, unmovable, and unstoppable. These 5 days that will shake the earth are actually going to establish you on solid ground. They're going to position you in places you never imagined. They're going to promote you to levels you never accessed. They're going to prove to you that God's faithfulness is not dependent on your circumstances, but on His character. And when you come through these 5 days, you're going to look back and say what Joseph said in Genesis 50:20. "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Remember this, these 5 days will shake the earth, but they cannot shake your God. They will test your faith, but they cannot take your faith. They will challenge your commitment, but they cannot change your calling. You were chosen for this. You were prepared for this. You were anointed for this, and you will make it through this. Before you go, I need you to do something. Type in the comments right now, "blessed and ready." Declare it over your life. Declare that you're blessed in the disruption, blessed in the doubt, blessed in the decision, blessed in the darkness, and blessed in the deliverance. Declare that you're ready for what God is about to do. You're ready for the shaking because you know it's setting you up for the settling. You're ready for the test because you know it's preparing you for the testimony. And if this message has strengthened your spirit, if it's given you hope, if it's renewed your faith, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Send it to that friend who's about to give up, that family member who's walking through darkness, that coworker who's dealing with doubt. Your obedience to share this message could be the lifeline someone needs right now. Click that notification bell so you never miss when we drop a new message, because what we're releasing here is not entertainment, it's empowerment. It's not just content, it's conviction. It's not just videos, it's victory. God has already written your deliverance story. Now walk it out with faith, stand firm with confidence, and watch Him do exceedingly, abundantly above all you could ask or imagine according to the power that works within you, just as Ephesians 3:20 promises. These 5 days are here, but so is your God, and He's bigger than any day, any challenge, any enemy, any obstacle. You are blessed, you are chosen, you are covered, and you are coming out of this stronger than you went in. Until next time, stay faithful, stay focused, and keep praying to begin every single day with expectation. This is your season. This is your time. This is your moment. Walk into it with boldness.